And we are ready for the last section, and this is a long section, but the last section of the unit on the Civil War. And realize all the stuff we're going through here, there's so much time that could be spent on all of this, and there's so many things that we're leaving out and we're skipping. That just this is what we have time for and time to do, so that's why we're hitting. But realize there's so much more that could be told as far as the story and the way this goes. But it's now 1864, and President Lincoln names Ulysses S. Grant, U.S. Grant, the commander and chief of the Union Army. And Grant's philosophy was very simple. It was his quote, "The art of war is simple. Find out where your enemy is, get at them as soon as you can, and strike them as hard as you can, and keep on moving or keep moving on." So basically, hit them, knock them down, and go. Get through them, and don't mess around. After some of the leadership we had, especially at the beginning under McClellan, Lincoln loved this. Lincoln was like, "Yeah, this is what we want. He's our man," and he's been kind of leading the Western battles anyway. Speaking of the Western battles, in July of 1863, everything really started to turn in the favor of the Union. They were trying to take the city of Vicksburg, and it was set up on a cliff that overlooked the Mississippi River. Well, every time under leadership of Grant that they would try to take it, they would be spotted going up the river, and they would be shot at. So this wasn't working. So Grant decided to have the troops go inland. And what they did is they went, instead of just going up the river, they went marched into the state, and went and took Jackson, Mississippi, and then came back from behind and attacked Vicksburg. And it's kind of hard to show you without a map, and I don't have a map on this right now. But they kind of snuck around and attacked Vicksburg from behind. And this gave them total control over the Mississippi River. And what it did is it cut the Confederacy into two parts. Arkansas and Louisiana were on the western part of the Mississippi River. The Confederacy couldn't get to them, and they couldn't get to the rest of the Confederacy. So they were basically split off, and they were their own whatever. I don't even know if you call them a country. They were just there, and they couldn't get to anywhere else. They were kind of quarantined, I guess. It would be a word that we're using more often now. They were just stuck. They couldn't go either direction.